Shane Dawson, also known as the greatest creator of our times, the Scorsese of the YouTube landscape. A few months ago, I took it upon myself to watch every single movie Shane has ever been in. It was genuinely really painful and is without a doubt the most I've ever suffered for a video. So, being the very smart man that I am, I said, hey, why not just kind of sort of do it again? When making that last video, I've mainly focused on the big boy feature films, you know, Smiley, Not Cool, and Internet Famous. All of these, without a doubt, I hate. And yeah, hate is a very strong word, so I'd like to make myself clear and state that I really hate those films. In these movies, you'd find quite a lot of crude garbage jokes and unlikable characters. A few of my personal least favorite highlights is you got the homeless man that eats his own feces, Shane playing a more annoying and obnoxious version of what is essentially Bart Baker. Oh, and lastly, a whole movie that's just based on the premise of people going out performing acts of murder for the lols.
Why did we do this? Seriously. That's not funny.
Now, Shane, being the prolific film creator that he is, didn't feel like it's enough for him to act and even direct feature films. No, he also decided to dabble in quite a lot of short films as well. These films are The Lottery, I Hate My Selfie 1 and 2, Friends Forever, a classic horror flick, and lastly, It Gets Worse, which is another horror thing. So yeah, for this video, I've watched all these bad boys, and let me tell you, they really do stink. You can really smell how much they stink from miles and miles away. You can be on a whole other planet and still get a solid whiff of this stinking pile of films. The way I'm gonna address them will be in the following order. Not scary, then yes scary, not scary, yes scary. Just to freshen it up a bit, you know? And hey, maybe because these are short films, Shane will have a little bit less time to mess it all up. Maybe they're great, fantastic, awesome pieces of art. Though I already kind of stated that they're not, but, you know, we can just pretend that I didn't. Okay, so just like I said, the first short film we're going to talk about is called The Lottery, a short film by Shane Dawson. It was released all the way back in 2016, years and years ago. Now, this is Shane's real-life story. This happened to him. These are the origins of one of the most beloved and hated people on YouTube. This is his version of Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot in an alleyway. The story also features in his book, It Gets Worse, a collection of essays, which I really hope I won't make myself read for a future video. Now, the short film introduces young Shane, a lovable fat kid with glasses. He lives in a house with his mom, and they don't have a lot of money until Jesus tells his mom in a dream that they're gonna win the lottery. Now that's exciting. So they go to the store to buy the tickets, and the most awful scene in history happens.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What?
Is this the line for the lottery tickets?
What did you think it was? A line for pretzel dogs?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. The new Fiesta Blast flavor is kinda revolutionary. Oh, and just a tip. Try dipping it in the cheese from the nacho station. It's 50 cents extra, but it really changes the game.
Wow. The employees here sure have gotten a lot more helpful. Thanks, ma'am.
I'm a boy.
I hope you win.
It drags on for what feels like days. It's just so fucking awkward. Anyways, they do the lottery, and Shane, actual Shane, not the character, wastes no time in being disgusting because, oh, here's a homeless man drinking his own piss. Now that's real classy. I really do love that. Anyways, they get home and Shane's grandmother's there. And she tells her daughter, she's like, hey, you know what? You're not gonna win. Do you actually think that you having a Jesus dream means you're gonna win the lottery? That's fucking stupid. A lot of people get Jesus dreams. You're not dreaming anything special. That's what she tells her daughter. Now, I might come off as a little whiny boy, but there's just so much unnecessary swearing in this film. Like, the kid swears, the mom swears, the grandma swears. Shane Dawson likes to write all of his characters as if they were a 9-year-old kid who just learned from his friend Jimmy a bunch of no-no words. Here, I'll give it a shot. I'll try to write a classic Shane Dawson line. See how that goes. Bitch, fuck, whore, shit, fuck. Anyways, back to the story. So you got the whole family sitting together. They're watching the TV, and they keep talking about shit that has nothing to do with the plot.
I think you should give me a new house since I gave you my old one.
You didn't give it to me. We bought it from you.
And then you lost it.
You please not bring my bankruptcy into this.
Like, I don't care about your house. What the hell are you even talking about? Anyways, yeah, they obviously lost. This is a real story, so I guess that was kind of expected. Aww. Hey, don't get sad just yet. I think I can hear something. I can hear some motivational music. Yeah.
Our life was gonna change. Just not yet.
Shane is telling us, hey, you know what? Maybe my mom's Jesus dream wasn't that far off, because after that I started making videos, and now I'm rich, and I bought my mom a house. So it is a happy ending after all. Anyways, this wasn't great. I don't think it's as bad as any of the feature films, but it just feels disgusting. Like, this movie stinks. I think it does have some sweet moments, and it does have, like, kind of a sweet ending, but it's just, like, completely overruled by how disgusting it is and how much the jokes fucking suck. It tries to be funny a whole bunch of times, but it's not really. Like, most of the jokes are just fat jokes and expense of the kid or, younger Shane.
So, what's the first thing we should buy with our $85 million?
I don't know. Anything we've ever wanted?
Taco Bell for life?
We could buy a Taco Bell and live in it.
Whoa. That just gave me an Audi.
Which, I don't know, for me, it just kind of makes me feel bad for this kid. But guess what? It's one of the better ones on this list. So just imagine how bad it's really gonna get. Friends Forever is a slasher horror short by Shane Dawson. Apparently, it's even based on a true story. But not really. Haha. If the last one was one of the better ones, this is one of the worst ones. It's all about these girls having a sleepover party, and then, a bunch of things happen, I guess. Here, Shane is playing his unlikable bitch of a character. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of fun seeing him on screen throughout this movie. This film is like one of the most cheaply made things I've seen in a very long time. The movie starts off strong, pizza guy comes in, and then they all essentially sexually assault him. So, good job, Shane. I'm already hooked. They dance around for like 2.5 actual minutes. No dialogue, no nothing. That's just how the movie starts. 2.5 minutes of dancing. And may I add, this is a short film, so you're not spending your time too efficiently. After they finally stop dancing, this thing happens.
Wow, you guys. We ate a lot. You know what that means. Purge circle!
Yeah, if you can't really understand what's going on, they just decided to stand in a circle and vomit. That's my favorite type of joke, when someone just does something kind of disgusting out of the blue, and I'm like, haha, oh man, I didn't expect you to piss in your own mouth. Gosh darn it. Really, in this specific clip, we have a 2-layer joke. First layer, vomit is funny. Second layer, bulimia is funny, I guess.
I feel so much better.
Me too!
You were faking it!
I know!
Why am I doing this to myself? Eventually, they decide to prank some big old nerd. I mean, they're all a bunch of mean high school girls, so that's just kind of what they do. You can't really fault them for that. All of these girls gather around the bed. Shane pulls out a laptop and goes on Twitter, and this is what the prank is. Let's listen to them describe it to us.
And send.
Hey guys, come here for a good time. I'll S the shit out of your D. 5657 Kling Road, Pasadena, California. You tweeted his address?
They have decided to tweet his address in an attempt to get people to go and fuck him. When I first watched this, I really was speechless, It really takes a very special kind of filmmaker to make something like that. Well, we're only 5 minutes into this thing as well, and there have just been so many different things that have managed to make me feel so utterly disgusted. There's no nuance or subtlety with Shane's old stuff. It's like he was trying to play a game with himself, where every line he writes needs to be kind of a bit more disgusting than the last one. By the way, the guy they doxed just got murdered. He will truly be missed by all of us. I'm sure none of us expected this to happen. He barely had a second of screen time, but he managed to touch all of our hearts. The doorbell rings, and they decide to send this slightly chubby girl to see what's up. I've decided to state her weight because that's the reason as to why they've sent her to the door. You know, they could have just stayed in their room, but that doesn't matter because it's just a pizza guy who dies as well from a murderer who's like a million miles away from him. This is a Shane Dawson horror parody film, so I probably shouldn't expect too much logic. The murderer finally manages to get in the house, which obviously means trouble. He then tries to kill the girl that everyone bullies all the time.
A knife? What is this, 1995? That's so much more scary. A ninja star? Who are you, Jackie fucking Chan? Look, if you're gonna kill me, you gotta do something more new and interesting. Maybe shove a cell phone down my throat, or you could chop off my head with an iPad or something. A gun? That better shoot fucking laser beams. Here, let me help you. Something like this.
Man, that was really painful to watch. This film really tries to be all those scary movie films, just constantly being very self-aware and crude. I hate that. I really don't like these films. And I obviously don't like this crappy imitation of them as well. So as we keep going, everyone except if Shane's character dies, the killer gets closer and closer, he pulls off his mask, and then we find out that's the fucking guy they wanted to bully. That's almost the exact same ending as the other horror movie Shane Dawson is in. In the movie Smiley, no one was actually murdered, and it was just the murdered people in masks. It's the same shit. And just like Smiley, the main character dies at the end. I just spent my time watching a shorter and somehow worse-looking version of Smiley. Needless to say, I really hated this. While The Lottery was tolerable and even, quite sweet, I guess, a little bit, this was just straight up awful. Like, all the characters in this are probably the worst humans in existence. They're also rapey and mean. I will give this movie some credit though. It is definitely shorter than Smiley, or not cool, meaning it wasted less of my time. So I'm grateful for that. It gets a 2 out of 10. This is painful. Mr. YouTuber, you're definitely not me. Can you maybe help me out with this?
I will not, Pinely. You know why? It's because I've had enough. Yeah, I know we've already established that I'm not you, and that we have nothing to do with each other. That's already well established. But I'm also not all these people that your stupid little box audience claims that I am. Oh, Mr. YouTuber looks like Lil Pump. Oh, Mr. YouTuber looks like this guy from Big Time Rush. Mr. YouTuber looks like, and this is the most outrageous one, Mr. YouTuber looks like George Bluth Sr. From Arrested Development. I cannot think of a man I look less like. If I see one more comment saying that I look like this guy or that guy, I'm gonna punch Pinely in the next video. I don't like you guys assuming what I am. So you better watch out. That's it. Mr. YouTuber out.
Jesus Christ, I guess I'll just keep reviewing things myself then.
A wise person once said, prom is only for whores and for the gross men that want to fuck them. My grandma was a smart lady.
I Hate My Selfie is a thing. We got a pair of 2 short films that were supposed to partly promote his new book release with the same title. I've kind of talked about these ones in my last video about Shane, so I don't really have much to add. Shane is once again making fun of his overweightness from back then. They were directed by Michael Gallagher, who has also directed seemingly every garbage YouTuber movie in existence, and like 2 out of the 3 feature films Shane is in. Anyways, this thing, it's trying to be a cute high school prom flick thing, and it's just trying to squeeze emotions out of you and be like, oh, it's so cute that this lesbian and this fat guy are going out together to prom. But on the other hand, there's also like random people vomiting everywhere and really annoying people that manage to bring up your angriest emotions. This makes me think that this is just how Michael Gallagher and Shane see the world in this oh so disgusting lens. For some reason, Shane has decided to delete the first part of I Hate My Selfie, maybe because it sucks, Who knows? It took me a bit to find it, but I definitely recommend that you don't go out of your way to watch this movie as well. It feels quite similar to Not Cool, and just like that thing, it's not good. It Gets Worse is another fucking horror film that Shane Dawson is in. It was released in 2016 as part of his book release promotion thing, and it was shit. The first... I actually feel like I'm losing it trying to record this video. The first ever person we're seeing in this is Trisha Paytas. She dies after like 2 seconds, so I guess we can just forget about that. The premise is that Shane has decided to invite all of his friends to his book release party, and that's when all the bad stuff starts to happen.
I've struggled. I've had hard times. The last few years, I've had my fair share of controversies. You do one blackface video once a week for 4 years and now you're a racist.
Yeah, that was my reaction as well, Joey Graceffa. I guess not much has changed in the past 4 years for Mr. Dawson. Also, this might not be the first thing you've paid attention to in this clip, but why the hell is he speaking like that?
And make sure to take a picture with my new book and post it on all your social medias with hashtag #ItGetsWorseBook, hashtag #NotSpawn, hashtag gold.
Is that supposed to be some kind of accent or something, or like a weird character? I thought that Shane was supposed to be playing himself, and the second he walks off that staircase, he just drops that whole thing, so who knows what that was all about. Shane keeps going on and on and on about how many subs he's been getting recently and how many goddamn views he's getting. And oh, he's really killing it, man. Yeah, Shane Dawson rocks. Later on, this delivery girl arrives, and this disgusting thing happens.
Oh my god. You're...
I know.
Could I get a...
Selfie and a kiss on the cheek? Yeah, of course. Here, come on. Okay, say, he stopped me from killing myself.
What?
Oh, it's just something a lot of you guys say.
Yeah, if you don't remember from my last video, in Not Cool, Shane's goal was essentially to make everyone think that he's a very cute little guy and make you go, "Aw, Shane, aw, look at this, look at his hair. Oh gosh, I wish I could just go ahead and make sweet, sweet love to that man." If that was his goal there, here it's the exact polar opposite. Shane is hardcore dissing himself. This makes him seem like the worst person in the planet. Also, this party sucks. There are like 5 people there. In the current state of things, with the pandemic and all that, you'll still see influencers putting this little baby's party to absolute shame. Joey Graceffa goes to pee sitting down, and then a murderer with a mask decides to kill him. This is the third Shane Dawson film with a masked murderer slitting people's throats. I can't really handle this anymore. If this one also ends with the same goddamn plot twist that everyone who died is actually not dead and they're all the killer combined, or some other bullshit like that, I swear to God, I'm gonna be so pissed. I will literally throw something at the ground. I don't even give a shit. These two go outside to fix the lights because this is a horror film and that's just kind of what you do in these films. She dies, and now everyone finally realizes what's going on. So they run away, they escape. A bunch of people just kind of end up dying in not too interesting ways. This person gets stabbed, you know, that person gets stabbed. Shane gets stabbed, but he survived, I guess.
Shane! I thought you were dead!
Yeah, me too. I think I died for a minute, though. I opened my eyes and I was in a movie theater watching a triple feature of 3 YouTuber documentaries. I think that's what hell is.
Yeah, that may be the case, Shane. That really may just be the case. We're gonna skip over to the future a little bit. Everyone's dead except of Shane. And now he's at a table with all of his dead friends, and the masked person is there waiting for him. And we're all just kind of expecting for the killer to take off their mask and reveal their true identity. If this is one of the friends from earlier, and then all the other friends that are laying on the table are actually alive, I'm gonna go fucking crazy. I'm gonna take this AC controller, I'm gonna throw it onto the goddamn ground. So don't you dare test me, boy.
What do you want?
I just want what everyone on YouTube wants.
I want the old Shane back.
Delivery girl?
So let me just try to get that. She killed all of these innocent people because she wants the old Shane back? What? But she stabbed him. She attempted to murder him. How is that gonna get her the old Shane back? That's insane. Jesus. I guess out of the 3 horror movies that I've seen by Shane, I guess this is the least bad one. Maybe it's because the characters, except of Shane, are not the worst people in the world, or maybe it's the fact that I prefer this ending, you know, over the other ones. But yeah, I guess this just didn't hurt as much. I really wouldn't recommend you watching it, though. It ends with Shane giving head to a dead body. You're probably better off watching Ponyo. That movie's kind of sick, isn't it? Okay, all in all, this was probably a bad idea. But you know what? I'm just glad to be done with all of this. I feel sort of free, knowing that I've watched all of them. This isn't something I can do to myself any longer. This is it for me. I'm done. I'm in heaven now, where no one can disturb me anymore. Goodbye, world. Goodbye.